So when I was pregnant with my son, I experienced a lot of shame because I had a lot of questions that I labeled as taboo. Some I labeled as wrong. By just having these questions, I thought that I was this total freak or like a miscreant. And so I didn't ask any of these questions. I definitely Googled them, but I either found watered down answers to my questions or chat rooms where some brave woman actually asked one of the questions that I had, and she was just eviscerated by incredibly judgmental people who I'm sure just expounded her own, shame around what she was asking. So it was a very anxiety-ridden time. I felt like I was this very strange pregnant woman who was having experiences that I should not have been experiencing. And then when I started teaching childbirth preparation and became a doula, I started to have women, after class pull me aside and, whisper questions to me. And I realized, oh my God, these women are asking the exact same questions that I had when I was pregnant. These are the questions that I was so incredibly embarrassed by because I thought that I was the only one. And so once I started to realize that all of the questions I had are questions that so many other women have, but everybody else is also afraid to ask them. Nobody else knows where to go for accurate, compassionate answers. And so this book was my answer. Heavily researched. I made sure to pour myself into it. So all the embarrassing stuff that happened to me is in this book. I held nothing back, and I really wanted to create a safe space for women to go when they had these questions that they thought were wrong or taboo. This is your safe space, mamas. Let's see, some of the most taboo questions. In the pregnancy section, there is a question about being really afraid that, the woman's partner is going to stray, and looking at, the phenomenon of infidelity during pregnancy, how women can manage those fears. What else? A big one that I've gotten a lot that is in the book is women that have an STD that are feeling, like they would rather just not tell their care provider, and if it's okay to not tell the care provider about an STD during pregnancy. I covered that. Being really disappointed about the baby's sex. Most women feel so much shame when they find out that their baby is the opposite sex of what they had hoped for, so we navigate that. Thinking kids are irritating and wondering if that will make you a bad mother. One that was something that I actually experienced was having the experience of considering terminating the pregnancy, and then feeling a lot of guilt over that after you decide to keep the baby. So navigating the guilt that is wrapped up in that experience. And again, that's a very personal one for me because I went through that when I was pregnant with my son. Having a swollen vulva. A lot of people are like, oh, what is going on with this? But who do I ask about my swollen vagina? With childbirth, one question is it okay to not want my partner at our child's birth? Why am I afraid that I will die during childbirth? A big one that unfortunately I get a lot is from women that experience sexual trauma. So unfortunately, there's so many women out there that have, and then they are really feeling afraid of having a vaginal birth, and they want to know how to navigate that. So I really go deep into that. Is it possible to have an orgasmic birth? Absolutely. I covered that. And then in motherhood, one of the most taboo questions is, why am I feeling like turned on when I'm breastfeeding? Is it normal to have these sensations? And as a teaser, yes, it is totally normal. And some women even orgasm when breastfeeding, and that is absolutely normal. And there are very valid reasons for that. I find it really boring to take care of a baby. Am I a horrible mother? I fantasize sometimes about running away. Does that mean I am an unfit mother? Having really scary, horrific thoughts about things happening to the baby. What does that mean? Why do I have those thoughts? I'm tempted to drink my breast milk. Is it safe? I elected to have a C-section, but my community of moms are super crunchy. Should I lie about my birth experience? That's just a handful. There are so many other ones. I had a lot of fun really, really digging into topics that, society labels as taboo, and sharing lots of great information, but also plenty of stories from my own experience and those of women that I've worked with that gave me permission to share their stories. What I hope people take away from asking for a pregnant friend is this amazing sense of relief and empowerment. So I want women to feel relief that they are not alone in their questions, that there are so many other women out there that are having the exact same concerns, worries, physical phenomenon as they are, that they are not weird, that they're not abnormal, that they are an amazing, powerful woman going through a really wonky, beautiful experience. And I want them to feel empowered about talking about these things if they want to. Nobody should feel pressured to share any personal thing that they're going through, but I want them to feel like if they think it will help them to share that experience, these questions with certain people, I want them to feel empowered to do so. I want them to have the courage to do so. I want them to know that there is no reason for them to feel any shame around these questions and experiences. So relief, empowerment, and this shame-free journey through pregnancy, childbirth, and early motherhood is what I want for my readers.